This is your knee pain relief practice. We're going to do all 5 movements I mentioned in the knee pain relief podcast. Let's dive in. For props, you want a myofascial release ball. This is the Alpha Ball by Yoga Tune-Up. You will also want a fabric resistance band for your thighs, a yoga strap, and 2 blocks. We'll begin with the myofascial release, and we're going to start with the IT band. You'll lay down, place the ball against the outer hip, and then you'll roll onto it. You'll look for a right spot. You'll know it when you find it. And then phase 1 is stay here, breathe, pray. Phase 2 is you start to slide the bottom leg in and out. Phase 3 is that you lift the leg off the floor. And again, you floss in and out with the foot, leg, knee off the floor. You may find spots that you want to hold and allow to release. Use your breathing. Do maybe 5, 8 or so of these. You can wiggle around as necessary, and a little goes a long way. Only do so much that you'll be able to come back to it another day. Let's change sides. So I'm going to spin around. And again, I'll place the ball against the outer hip, roll onto it, and then breathing, searching for little spots. Phase 2, sliding the foot in and out and using the floor for support. And then phase 3 is elevating foot and knee with that in and out movement. You may find that one side is much more sensitive than the other. My IT bands get tighter when I'm less consistent with my core work, and it's almost like the outer struts of the body pick up the slack for the deep core stability. And then when you're complete, go ahead and release that. Next, we're going to roll the inner thighs, which is going to require 2 blocks. I stack them like so. You'll lay on your side again, and you'll bring the blocks close enough that they're more or less parallel to your thigh. And then you'll put the ball on the blocks, and we're going to roll close to the knee. And do a little bit of this rolling, almost like you're probing. And then you're going to find a sticky spot and kick the leg out 3 to 5 times. We're going to find 3 spots and extend the leg 3 to 5 times. If you're just beginning with this, I would just do 3 on to spot 2. And again, you only want to do as much as it's palatable. If this is too uncomfortable, too intense, you won't do it again. And it's the repetition, the consistency that really changes the connective tissue. And then on to spot number 3. 3. And you really want to reach through the heel, pull the toes back, resist hyperextending the knee. You want that soft, hollow pocket behind the kneecap. 3. And then change sides. Occasionally, a student or client will like 1 block. And I put that out there in case you're like, it's too high. You can always play around with it. And again, first probing, experimenting, exploring. The more you roll the inner thigh down, the more you'll get on the quad line. And sometimes it's a little inward. Other times it's not, but look, get curious, and then find a spot and bend and straighten 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Okay, spot number 2. 3, 2, 1. And then spot number 3. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Okay, myofascial release, check. We're going to move on to one of our tracking exercises. Lay on your back, block underneath your head, have the fabric resistance band and your yoga strap handy. Place both feet in the strap and stretch your legs up in the air. This is a great place to notice any asymmetries or imbalances in your feet, to work on that hollow pocket behind your knees, and do just a few rounds of breathing. In through your nose. You can do out through pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. 2 more. Soften your shoulders and the muscles around your neck. One more. And then keep the right leg in, take the left leg out. And you're going to bend the right knee, draw it down. Exhale, press up and out. Now you're going to move from the hip. The sole of the foot stays pointing to the ceiling the whole time. Resist just hinging the knee where the heel drops down to the hip. And do many more. This is a tracking exercise, so reduce any wobbling or wiggling of the knee. You want it to be as steady and as smooth as possible, and that tells the tale of what's going on with your hip and your feet. So the more stable and balanced your hips become, the more stable and steady your feet become, that glide is easy. And then after many, change sides. Now I use this to train my body. I don't feel any stretchiness. I'm also using it as a diagnostic. If I notice my knee wobbling here, or my foot doing something weird, or my hip doing something weird, I know I have work to do. And then I will do more of the strengthening poses that are coming. Do about 3 more. Inhale when you bend, sole of the foot stays pointing to the ceiling. Exhale when you straighten and keep that hollow pocket behind the kneecaps. You've got a smooth glide like a drawer. It's not getting clunky or awkward when you're straightening or bending. And then when you're complete, both feet in the strap again. Inhale through your nose, slow, steady exhale through pursed lips. Notice the difference in your feet and your legs, your kneecap. And then after another breath or 3 here, remove the strap. It can go away. And we're going to do a little core work next. I call this the core press exercise. Place your hands on your thighs. Press your hands into your legs and your legs into your hands. And you want to feel like a seal in the core of the body. And I want you to focus specifically on the hamstrings. This will help your knees. You want to feel like the sitting bones are curling to the backs of the knees. And we're going to do 4 rounds of breathing. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through pursed lips like you're breathing through a straw. Keep reaching through your heels, toning the backs of your legs. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, fill up front, back, side to side in the ribs. Exhale, get that corset of the core and the curl of the sitting bones to the backs of the knees. 1 more. Now you're going to keep that core work in the hamstring engagement, and we're going to do some bridging to get more of the glutes, the outer hips, even a little bit of quads. Put a resistance band on your thighs. Remove the block from underneath your head. Make your hands into fists and place them by your outer hips. And then lift the ball of your feet so you're on the heels only. And I recommend being in a longer stance than you would be for a bridge in yoga. And then press the heels down and pull them back enough to engage the backs of your legs. But keep your lower back, lower ribs on the floor, no mouse house. And then with your next exhale, lift up. And you're going to use your legs to lift, not the flexibility of your lower back. So it's going to be low. It's going to feel more like a plank, not flexy at all. Do not wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you. And then with your inhale, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, sacrum last and light. And then press the heels down, pull back, corset the core, and exhale, lift up. Inhale, roll down. Keep going. Exhale, lift. Inhale, roll down. 1 more. Exhale, lift. And let's hold here for 3 breaths. Inhale. Do the exhale through pursed lips and activate your core. Press inner heel just as much as outer heel. 2 more. Inhale. You want to feel the outer hips hugging, the folds of the buttocks, so it's almost like an underwire bra for the pelvis. Exhale. Keep your mind's eye on your feet. One more. And then next inhale, roll down. Draw your knees into your chest. Hold behind the kneecaps in the knee crease, and then floss out your hamstrings. Really reach through the heels like in that earlier flossing tracking exercise. And then you can rock along your spine or rock side to side. After a rock or 3, make your way onto hands and knees. Grab your blocks. And we're going to do more tracking work. Put the blocks on high. And then you're going to step up into a forward fold-ish position. Plant your feet firmly. Heels grounded. Big toe mound pressing. There's that smear across the ball of the foot. And then bend your knees. Knees track over second and third toe. Drive down through your heels. Use the power of your legs to straighten and keep that hollow pocket behind the kneecap. You've got 4 more. Inhale when you bend. Exhale when you straighten. Upper body can stay steady and simple. Really work the awareness of the knees, reducing any wobbling or wiggling or twisting. 2 more. Inhale. Course of the core, power up the backs of your legs, exhale. So we're learning in layers. Last one. Now step the right foot to the outside edge of the block. Left foot's going to step back. Right foot can be turned out slightly, and you're going to bend the right knee, again, knee over second and third toe. Bend the left knee, pelvis forward, chest up a little bit, and then exhale, straighten both legs. You want to press through the right heel, keep that hollow pocket behind the right knee, and right hip has a little bit of external rotation. You've got 4 more. Inhale. So it's another tracking exercise. Exhale. It's also a little bit of opening, especially for the psoas on the back leg, hamstring on the front leg. You've got 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And then left foot steps up, right foot steps back. And here we go again. Inhale when you bend. Press through the heel, big toe mound. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, pelvis forward, heel stays heavy. Exhale, maintain that hollow pocket behind the kneecap. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. One more. And then step up. Go back to that forward fold stance and a few more here. Inhale, bend your knees. With strength and power from your core, straighten your legs. Keep going. Inhale when you bend, steady feet, hugging from the outer hips. Exhale when you straighten, keep the hamstrings engaged, sitting bones reaching to backs of knees. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do almost the same movement in fierce pose in just a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Blocks off to the side. Hands on your hips. Pour the weight of your body down through your legs and come up to standing. Okay, grab your band. Place it on the thighs. And I like about mid-thigh. And then we're going to place the hands on the legs just like the core press exercise. And you're going to bend your knees, sit back in your heels, feel the backs of your legs engaged, keep the corset of the core, and then drive down through your strong, steady legs as you stand up. When you stand up, you want a little tone at the folds of the buttocks. We're going to do many. Inhale, bend your knees. Again, focus on the tracking. Exhale, straighten. You want to feel that smooth glide of the knee joint. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Nothing sensational here. All very functional. And the less you feel, the better. We just want to feel strength and stability. Nothing in the knee. There's nothing to stretch there. There's nothing to feel there. We want to restore its glider quality. Now, after the squats, last thing is the shin flossing. So you're going to take a block and place it in between your shins, and you're going to lean up against the wall. I like the block on this height. If you have a narrower pelvis than me, you might want to do the block with this orientation, a little bit narrower. And then when you're leaning up against the wall, you want to keep the belly back, ribs in and back, and you're going to lift the ball of your feet up and then lower them down slowly. Lift and lower. Keep that hollow pocket in the kneecap, the hug of the outer hips. Do many more. Good. 2 more. And then you're going to lift and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower the feet down. Remove the block. And we're going to close with just a little bit of repetition. Instead of lifting the ball of your feet up, this time you're going to lift the heels and float up onto the ball of your feet. Keep inner heels, inner thighs magnetized. And then exhale, lower slowly without rocking back onto the heels. Do that 4 more times. Inhale when you lift. I've got my hands on my ribs because it helps me stay connected and steady through the core. And then exhale, lower. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. And then fierce pose. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose. This time you can swing the arms up if you can keep the ribs back, drive the heels down and stand up. Now the band are almost like bumper rails at the bowling alley. It helps you stay steady. Without the band, you've got to do more manual work with hugging the outer hips in. Do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And then take a moment to pause, breathe and feel. If you have the space, if you do a little walking, you may be able to really notice the changes in your gait. And if you want more and more technical work for the outer hips, there are hip hugger practices in the 20-Minute Miracle Toolkit, and then outer hip strengthening practices in Asana Strong. Thank you for being here. See you soon.